Hi everybody and welcome to this channel, Freya's Crone. My name is Melody. For those of you who are new to this channel, welcome and welcome back to my returning subscribers from my other channel. I'm grateful for each and every one of you guys and all the love and support that you've been giving me on this YouTube journey. So to connect with this video, please hit that thumbs up. Leave a let me know how this video resonates with you in the comment section. Don't forget to subscribe if you are not subscribed and hit that little notification bell. And go ahead and send this video over to somebody that you feel will resonate with it. This is a general reading, so only take the messages as they resonate. It is also for the star sign of Leo for the month of January. This is the Enchanted Map Oracle. We're going to see where you're at on your journey. So for the Leos, what do you want to bring to the attention to the Leos? What am I seeing? Okay, right off the bat, I am seeing green, which represents your heart chakra. I see something in the heart that is lightening up, which is helping you to not only give a healthy emotional conversation, but also receive a healthy emotional conversation. Leos. I feel like a lot of you are asking why, because I'm seeing a lot of why. Why this? Why that? Why have I been through what I've been through? Why do I feel this way? Why has this always happened to me? Something along those lines. Like I feel like somebody is asking why. Alright, so that is what I see. Let's go ahead and shuffle these cards one more good time. And see where you're at on your journey. Into the unknown. So you're stepping into the unknown. We have that 7 energy where you have got to learn to trust the process. And in that unknown space, you're going to have some sort of a spark. Remember I said I've seen green, the heart space. And look at all the, like, I don't know, it looks like an arrow, but there's blood on the tip and there's blood on the feathers. So something about, you're asking why you have been through what you have been through, why you carry all the scars, why you still have these wounds. It looks to me like the arrow is going through that mouth. So that's where I'm getting them questions from here, Leo. You also got 7 and 34, which is a 7 energy. So a double 7 energy, which talks about the challenges that we overcome for soul ascension. If you break that 7 down into a 34, it talks about the 3 being authentically. We got the 4, which talks about that 4th chakra, the heart chakra, where you are laying a better foundation through these challenges, where you are learning to be more authentic when it comes to opening yourself up to receiving emotional conversations, but also giving them emotional conversations. Like I had mentioned in the beginning of the video, something is being sparked within you, some sort of an idea, some sort of an opportunity. By stepping into unknown territory. I feel like for some of you, you're walking blindly through this situation. And because your physical eyes you can't see through your physical eyes, I feel like the other senses are kicking in, like the crown, where we are starting to think originally, or the third eye, where we're starting to see the source of this lesson or this challenge. That is what I see intuitively. So let's go ahead and read this card for you, Leo. Trust and all will be revealed. That's why I'm hearing like why this, why that, da 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 da. Life is an adventure, and often new opportunities will arise that you won't know how to deal with. This is one of those times. You're required to trust that this new phase will reveal wonders and miracles as you step into unknown territory. Imagine that you are not only on a pathfinder but a path maker. Whatever your inquiry, trust that you'll be safe. Stay aware as you discover new and marvelous territories and valuable treasures that is going to spark some sort of inspiration, some sort of knowledge, some sort of wisdom through everything that you have been through. Um, but wisdom is coming. It is coming through this experience. So you need to trust the process. Trust that it's for your soul's growth, your soul's evolution. And when you come through the other side, you're going to come through with a lot of wisdom, a lot of authenticity, a lot of I'm hearing the gain through the pain, the wisdom through the wounds, things that will spark a more authentic you. Okay? So let's go ahead and see, Leo, where your overall energy is for the month of January. For Leo, where is Leo's overall energy at in January? What does their overall energy look like? For Leo, their overall energy for the Leo collective, and we have the Hangman in reverse. So the Hangman in reverse talks about perception, right? Seeing through the illusion, breaking out of that illusion, going through some sort of an awakening here. We have the 7 and the 12, which adds up to a 3. So in December, whatever delays that were happening or whatever you were not seeing clearly about, you are finally moving into the new year seeing something more clearly. You're not seeing it with your true eyeballs, you're seeing it with your spiritual eyeballs, because the Hangman rules Pisces, our subconscious, our intuition. Okay, the 4 of air. You have been you've been through a healing process through this upgrade, because the 4 of air talks about you've recovered from whatever needs to be healed. You're recovering. You're recovering something that maybe you were blind to is being uncovered, is something else that I'm getting. Why? Because the illusion has broke. The 9 of air. So that's that illusion, that mental illusion of worry, of anxiety, of being up all night, being up all hours of the night. Somebody who has a problem sleeping, somebody has a lot of anxiety, a lot of fear, a lot of worry, right? That has caused this mental illusion of feeling self-imprisoned. You are awakening to that imprisonment thought of worry, fear. You are awakening to that. And through this awakening, you are learning to trust the process. A lot of healing is taking place here. We have 3, 4, 9. 4, 3, 9 can be significant. 4, 3, 7 can be significant. Um, 911 could be significant. Let me pull one more card for you. Temptation. We got the devil energy. Alrighty, so temptation talks about them toxic addictions, the toxicity, the mental toxicity, the emotional toxicity, the illusions that have been casted over being tempted, the illusion that was casted over your mental body by some sort of fear, some sort of addiction, some sort of worry, something that has kept you bound. If somebody took that bite of apple, right, it was poisonous. And then we have the Six of Earth. Somebody who was unable to make ends meet. But Spirit is telling you to be patient, because divine timing, when the time is right, you're going to relight that flame. But right now, you need to let go of this heaviness, and learn to trust your intuition, right? Because Archangel Gabriel is bringing you messages. But you're unsure, is what I feel. That's because you're unbalanced. You don't, remember I said about the heart chakra, equal give and take, unable to receive an emotional message, much less unable to give an emotional relationship, which means something is out of balance. There isn't an equal give and take. Somebody feels as though they're owed something, right? And that's why perhaps the illusion that you've been under, because somebody could be codependent. Somebody could have some sort of an addiction here, a mental addiction, a mentally addicted, or unable to see clearly through this worrisome energy. You have some sort of darkness casted over your crown chakra. But we do have Piscean energy with this hangman in reverse. This talks about that energy being broken. You going through some sort of an awakening, that what needs to be healed, what chains need to be broken to free your mental self, to realize what is uneven or out of balance, or to realize what needs healed, Leo. To reignite and re-spark some sort of an idea, right? That maybe you didn't even realize you had. But you're feeling the heaviness of this addiction. You're feeling it heavy. Very, very heavy. Alrighty. What signs are you showing, Leo? For some of you, there may be some sort of inspiration as a way to bring in more money so that you don't have to live the paycheck to paycheck. So everything isn't one-sided. Leo, somebody could also have some sort of an entity attachment in their head, in their crown, because we do have the Nine of Air, which would be your crown chakra, that is going to show itself, that you may not even know it was there, right? They could have been casting illusions for some of you out there, making you feel the lack. We do have the sixth energy here, which would be the sixth chakra, which talks about your psychic abilities, and the Piscean energy. See how he's got the antlers there? Right? Something you want to create, something new. We have Sagittarius energy, so this would talk about being patient, what needs to be healed. You could be seeing 144. Okay? And that's your sign that you're being called to step into the unknown. Alrighty, what signs are you showing, Leo? Please and thank you, Spirit. So you're being warned. Alright. Rainbow at the end of the tunnel. We know what are at the end of rainbows are pot of gold. Remember I said about the earth, right? Capricorn is earth. And you know, they say in the Bible that the rainbow was a sign from up above that there wasn't going to be no more floods, right? There was there wasn't going to be no more of that. So I feel with the 9 of air and the devil card showing up here, this is your ego mind always being on caution, always saying, okay, well, I'm being warned, right? You could have received a warning that there was some sort of impending danger that was going to entice you or tempt you. To stay in this illusion, and it's all your ego actually that's really keeping you stuck. Yeah, nail, crucified. You could be feeling crucified with the 9 of swords and the devil card. Protection, seashell. So you are protected. Somebody could have cancer somewhere in their chart. I do feel there is a renewal happening. You're going to find your pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, but you need to step into the unknown. You need to believe what you may not be perceiving right. Like something isn't as it appears is something that I'm getting. That you really are not being crucified. You're actually being protected from this situation. All right, let's look at the bottom of the deck, and we have Dove Peace. You are in a period of incubation, and you have the energy of finding peace through the lessons, right? The hard lessons, the burdens, the hardships. You are at a crossroads. You may have maybe a ghost, right? Or a dark entity. A crossroads demon, perhaps. That needs to be cleansed. That's causing an addiction. That could be in your heart space. That you need to shapeshift out. 222, you could be seeing that as well. Alright, what's going on with love for Leo? What's going on for love for the Leos? What's going on with love for Leos? A new direction. Yeah, you are going in a new direction. You're following the light, right? You're following the light of your soul. Compromise. You're going to be able to compromise with somebody. Somebody who is just as stable as you are. Somebody who's grounded. Somebody who is of an earth sign even perhaps. Maybe a Capricorn. And that's why they're offering you this knowledge, this wisdom, and saying, here, take a bite of this apple, right? Do not fear. And you could be looking at it as like, oh, this is treading in dangerous territory. Stepping in the unknown is treading in dangerous territory. God, you're being guided. You are being guided to compromise with this love offer. Because this love offer is going to take you in a new direction. So don't allow your fear and ego with the devil card there to keep cautioning you, to keep warning you. Yeah, we got family energy here. This could be from a toxic family, or your toxic family, or it could be part of your karmic soul family. Yeah, you need to raise your self esteem. Find peace with it. Because maybe this karmic family was just a lesson, is something else that I'm getting. So let's go ahead and pull a romance angel card to get more information or advice when it comes to Leo and when it comes to love. Yeah, you might be forced to go in a different direction and, trust the path that you're on, even if you're not sure where you're going. I feel like there's going to be a lot of twists and turnies. Yeah, twist and turns. So somebody's name could be Turney or Tony. Um, here. Alright. Engagement. Your love life was ascending to a higher level of commitment. So this is a higher calling, a higher commitment. Um, Make the effort. Your great love is worth taking the steps you're being guided to take, and you are being guided to compromise with this person, perhaps a family member. Don't worry. Healing is possible at this time. If you're able to trust the process, trust where you are going by stepping into the unknown territory, because I feel like you're not sure what's coming next. Engagement. Congratulations! This card signals pending nuptials beginning with a romantic engagement. Even if you're not presently in a relationship, the romance angels can see one upon your horizon. This card comes to you as reassurance, specifically so that you'll choose to release any worries about whether you'll get married, because you will. Deep romantic love, if you're willing to compromise and listen to your intuition. Okay? And what you feel treasured is in the cards for you. The deeper meaning of this card relates to commitment. First, you commit to taking care of yourself. You establish boundaries about what you will and won't accept in your relationships and in other areas of your life, such as career, home, lifestyle, and so on. Next, you honor your self commitment by taking decisive action and telling others how you truthfully feel about their behavior, right? Remember, I said about the heart giving and receiving through expressing emotions. As you commit to yourself, the universe sends you additional experiences of loving commitment, including the promise of marriage. So, um, it might not happen in January, but you may have to go through this process of healing, some sort of warning sign that you always get when it comes to relationships. You may have to stand your ground and express boundaries of will and what you will not accept in your house, your life, your relationships, and so on. Being honest to other people about how you feel about how they are acting. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and see what's going on with your money. What's going on with Leah's money. What's going on with Leah's money. Two of Michael. So right off the bat, Spirit is telling you over analyzing something. And that's that Nine of Air and that Devil card. You're over analyzing something when it comes to money. You may not be seeing it clearly because the Two of Swords usually depicts somebody sitting there with a bonding over their eyes, right? And here she is with that bonding over her eyes. Solutions. Success that comes from objective compromise. Yeah, compromise. You got to learn to compromise with people. Self-control and patience, forgiving and healing energy, right? And that's what the Four of Swords talks about, healing energy. 144. All right. So finding solutions instead of over analyzing and worrying, you may need to work with other people to help find solutions. Learn to compromise. The King of Ariel in reverse. Something's not going to work out very well. Professional financial success, using resources wisely. So somebody may be overspending here. Somebody may need to be more resourceful. Somebody may need to be more rational when it comes to spending money. Being able to learn to compromise, that equal give and take here. Somebody who is very self-reliant and self-control, willing to forgive, willing to compromise, strong compromise energy. And the Chariot, and this could represent the home, or it could represent a Cancer person in your energy. Cancer or Sagittarius could be significant here, Leo. But the Chariot talks about movement. It talks about success. It talks about career advancements. It talks about achievement. It talks about staying determined to and willing to work something out through opening yourself up to giving and receiving in a balanced way. All right. Being able to spend wisely and not overdoing it when it comes to money. Somebody who is stable and not in survival mode. We have the Seven of Raphael. So you got a lot of sevens coming through. You have this 7, 34 is a 7, 7, 7. So you may be seeing a lot of sevens coming through. And then the 5 and a 2 adds up to a 7. So 777. If you're seeing that, then this message is for you. But what I feel is you need to detox. You need to detox this worry. You need to detox this emotion. You need to find a state of balance between that giving and that taking. You need to be able to compromise, to find some sort of a solution when you come together with people, with love, with family, when it comes to love, when it comes to career, when it comes to maybe even moving. Maybe moving in July is something, or February 14th or February 7th or September 14th or May 9th or May 7th or May 2nd. Yeah. So it's about being clear about what you want, right? Be clear. Take action. Be clear. Communicate exactly what you want, exactly what you need. This is the best way to solve a problem when working with somebody else. All right? So let's get a final message from the angels. Detoxifying procrastination. And if you look on the bottom of this card, look at all these chakras. We got the red for the root, the green for the heart, the blue for the throat with expression. We have the indigo and the purple for the third eye and crown. You have the orange and the yellow. That talks about they're sitting together. That talks about balance, right? Being balanced in your masculine and feminine energies. Being balanced in how you express yourself emotionally. Having the power and the strength to learn to compromise with this expression. Right? And then there's like a wishing well in the center. Something about the chakras. Something maybe needs healed in that chakra system. We have this 7 there, so maybe the crown chakra, which makes perfect sense with the 9 of air. The 9 of air would be the crown chakra. Letting go of worry, letting go of fear, letting go of feeling imprisoned in a situation. Somebody who could be very codependent, has maybe some sort of an addiction. Alrighty. Final message to Leo, please and thank you. Peace. Peace comes from remembering that only love is real. You know what to do. Trust your inner knowledge and act upon it without delay. You already know what you need to do. You already know. So it's time to make a decision. It is time to stop procrastinating. It is time to be clear about what you want and what you need in this relationship. It is time to detoxify and let go of anything that drags you down, right? All right, peace. Look past the surface of the situation and see the underlying truth that everyone involved is a child of God filled with love. By focusing upon this truth, you elicit loving behavior and solutions. And we do have the solutions card right there with Archangel Zadkiel. Even though appearances may seem otherwise, trust that a higher wisdom is in charge. Love is the only power that exists, and its light shines away any seeming darkness. Hold the intention to look for examples of this light within yourself and others, and you'll have more light in your mind, heart, thoughts, and life. This knowledge is foundation of peace. When you wish to feel more centered, calm, and peaceful, call upon Shemuel. He is the angel of personal and global peace. He is very kind, loving, and sweet, and he'll evoke a pleasant feeling of excitement when he works with you. Know that Shemuel sees your true qualities and loves you unconditionally. And Archangel Ariel is telling you to trust that knowledge. Trust that knowledge and act upon it without delay. Be courageous. Stand up for yourself. And you're being guided to do so. Thank you for watching, Leo.